What are your goals for this season?
Yeah, the goals for this season, we really just want to keep our pace going that we had. I think we had some good success amongst our teams last year. Had some seniors graduate, which changed up our roster quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully we can still keep the ball rolling. We're changing some games around. No League of Legends this year, and we're attempting to add Rainbow Six Siege in the spring. I think we're going to need to have one more roster spot filled, but hopefully we can get that going. And yeah, our Overwatch team got second place in Nationals last year. They have the same returning roster, no seniors on that team, so all 5 of the same starters returning, so we're really hoping to see some success there. We'll also have a JV Overwatch team as well, so when this next group graduates, we will be able to usher in the next group of people. So amongst all our rosters, I think we're looking pretty good.
Has your success nationally in Overwatch helped recruiting this offseason?
Yes, most of the recruits we got were for Overwatch, actually. I think we found some really good Overwatch recruits because of that. It's nice to play for a team that was Nationals contenders both years that they played. So yeah, we have some pretty good recruits here. I'm not sure if they'll see any playtime on the varsity squad this year, but probably going into the next year, I could see them definitely being some key players. So that's helped for sure.
What are some areas of optimism for this season?
Yeah, definitely the team culture is amazing this year. We've had our few practices so far, and everybody's so glad to be back. Seeing how all the players interact with each other. We have some key leaders on the team as well. A lot of the team captains returned, and they're helping the new incoming freshmen really get adjusted to everything pretty quickly. So that's what I'm most excited about. It seems that everybody's excited to be there. Everybody's ready to get back in the grind and get better, get back into the games that we're playing. And yeah, I think everybody is just going to go full effort, 100% focus going into this season.
You played in the NECC, and then I believe you kind of formed another conference as well.
Yeah.
So how did that come together, and then how do you plan who plays in what?
Yeah, so the NECC was our regular season. That's a larger corporation that we have been working with to participate in that season. There's schools all across the nation that compete in that one. So that's a little bit more automated, a little bit more hands-off, so that one's pretty easy for us to compete in. They do skill divisions as well, so you get placed in conferences based on your skills, so our games are guaranteed to be competitive, which is nice. But it changes every season to season. So you don't get to build those rivalries as much unless you just happen to be put in the same groups. And I think that's what was really missing from esports. So I talked to a lot of the other coaches of the schools in our athletic conference, in the American Rivers Conference, that have esports. And last year we kind of did a beta season. It was just us, Co, BVU, and Simpson in this beta season. And yeah, we're looking to add a few more schools. I think Central has a club team that we're planning on getting in there. We have a few more schools that we're talking to, maybe outside the ARC, but similar schools to us to kind of mirror an athletic conference. So that's what we're hoping to do with this. And maybe in the future it can be big enough, especially if all the ARC schools end up adding esports eventually, that we can kind of just mirror traditional athletics in that, and it'll help build some rivalries. Some games might not be as competitive because yeah, we're not having that guaranteed skilled matchup. And we're going to beat some schools in some games, and they're going to destroy us in some other games. So that's what's really unique about esports. And yeah, like Co's Overwatch team is very, very good. They usually beat us when we play in Overwatch, but we beat them every time in Rocket League. So you kind of trade off a little bit. But it's really exciting to have those rivalries, and all the games compete against the same school in the same week. So it's kind of different games. So like Tuesday, Rocket League might be playing against Co, and then Overwatch will play them on Friday. And if Rocket League loses or something, then it's like, hey, Overwatch team, beat them for us, go get our revenge. So it really makes some good rivalries. We get to know people, and then we do an in-person tournament as well for grand finals. So that's really fun too. Simpson hosted last year. I think they're planning to host again this year. So it should be a good time.
What have been some differences this off season as far as years past go?
Yeah. So esports is weird because it kind of goes year round. And last year I implemented I made an off season for our players, but I kept it kind of loose. Players could still practice if they wanted. They could kind of compete. Some teams still competed anyway, even in their off season. This year, going into the seasons, I'm making teams take a full off season. I want my players to get breaks from the game. I think that's just healthy. Allows them to do better stuff academically as well, really focus on stuff. I know like one of my players last year in his off season was directing one of the school plays. So it's really cool that's what makes for Wartburg special, you know, they get to do everything. So I'm really trying to enforce that this year, and I think that those breaks will end up making us a better team because people will be more refreshed. Esports, it's really easy for people to get tired of the game that they play. I don't really hear too often of players getting tired of playing basketball, but players get tired of playing Overwatch very easily, or any game. And so hopefully this makes them still fall in love with the game, which I think is the most important thing that you could have in esports.
What are some expectations for the competitive schedule?
Yeah, our official schedule hasn't been released yet. There's been some changes in the NECC leagues. I know last year you might have seen terms such as like navigators and emergence and these terms for the skill divisions that don't make sense if you're not in it. Now they're moving to a new system where it's just going to be one is the highest skill division and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that way different games might have a different total number of skill divisions because some games have more teams than others. So yeah, hopefully we can get placed, move up in some divisions. That's always exciting. It's a better competition. We'll have to see what we get placed in. We have one round of preseason, they call it activation. Then based on our performance in there and based off our players' average ranks, we get put into a skill tier. So moving up in skill tiers always feels really good to play that better competition. And what I like about it is everybody kind of starts on the equal playing field because you're grouped by skill, but then you stay there for the whole season. So it really rewards improvement. And I think at Wartburg, that's what we do the best, is we improve the fastest. So I hope that we can keep doing that as we're heading into our third year here. So that I think is what I'm most excited about this schedule. No matter what schools we play, I want to see the most improvement we can.
Kind of on a previous question, you talked about how you didn't lose seniors, or now you have on some teams. So
Yeah.
how does, now that your program is becoming more established and you're getting more years under your belt, how does your preparation maybe change, or how much does it stay the same as your players progress in their careers?
Yeah, it's different from team to team because Overwatch, like I said, had no seniors that graduated, so they are able to stay the same, so we can kind of keep the ball rolling on that. Our League of Legends team had almost the entire roster graduate, so that's why we don't have enough people to compete in that anymore. And yeah, our Smash team took a big hit as well when it comes to seniors graduating. We've got a lot of key freshmen coming in for Smash, so it's kind of a fresh start in Smash in a little bit. As far as culture and things that I get to teach and coach a little bit, gonna have to start fresh and with the fundamentals. So that's how it's affecting that. Hopefully, it's gonna be some give and take. I mean, we're missing some culture that I wish those seniors on the Smash team from last year could have imparted to these incoming freshmen. But it's also good to always go over the fundamentals, especially in a game like Smash. Fundamentals make up 90% of the game, so it's good to start from there.
Good luck this season.
Yeah, thank you.